Hi guys, this is Devansh Lakhani from Lakhani Financial Services. This video is for all the startup founders who are looking to become the best entrepreneur in their industry, the best founder in their industry, want to own a big business, want to scale up their business to a altogether different heights where they are catering to global customers, not only in India or in their country, but globally, and they want to do some wonderful work for the society. This video is for all those founders, including me while I'm making it, right? When I'm making this video, my only thought process is that how can I become the leader of my industry? How can I grow my business to a level, where it is really we are on the top out there. I want to scale it up to that heights. But when I'm making this video, when I was doing some research, what I understood, one very important thing is when you want to become the best, the most important thing that I've figured out is that you have to learn from the best. And there are many modes of learning, right? In today's world, there is, you can read books from all the best of the entrepreneurs and founders. You can watch their motivational stories, their videos, read up their articles, maybe watch their biography movies or autobiography movies, etc. There's a lot of content that is available for all the leaders of the business world, of all the best entrepreneurs in the business world, in your specific industry also, whom you must be looking up to, whom you feel that, he or she is my mentor and I look up to him or her to actually how I can try to take my business to that level, or how can I become even 1/10 of the entrepreneur of what he or she is. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to list down the lessons which a startup founder must learn from these three top-notch entrepreneurs and the best of the best businessmen on the earth, in fact, and who are doing some great business. So let's go for it. So I'm just going to give you, what the founder is saying, and I'm just trying to break it down of what that actually means and how we could actually implement that, right? So let's go for the first one. That is Brian Chesky, the co-founder of Airbnb. Like, who does not know Airbnb? It's one of the best startups that has come up in the last decade or so, and they're doing a fab work throughout the world. So let's hear what he says. If we tried to think of a good idea, we wouldn't have been able to think of a good idea, right? You just have to find a solution to a problem in your life, in your day-to-day life. More often than not, that problem will be affecting others also. And then how do you solve that? So there are 4 pro tips that Brian Chesky likes to give, right? It goes like, first you define the problem, second you ideate the solution, and third you develop the product from that ideation, and fourth and the most important one is you implement that product in the market. So let me just break it down very quickly. Is what he's trying to say, Brian Chesky is trying to say, is that you don't have to go around looking for certain ideas or copy certain people or look around for problems elsewhere in in your nearby society, in your just in your nearby building, in your neighbor's house. You don't have to go look around elsewhere. What you have to do is probably just look at your day-to-day life and then see what kind of a problem are you going through the most, and more often than not that problem would be affecting other people around you also, and there would be a bigger market. Of course you need to do a research for that. It's not that you can do it straight away, but more often than not the problem would be affecting multiple other people also. But then you go about it, you find a solution, you ideate a solution, you go about that particular thing, you develop the product, and the most important thing, you implement that product. Where most of the startup founders actually just fall flat on their faces, they don't implement the product. It's only there till developing. They've incurred a lot of cost just to develop the product and to do research, and then they have nothing left, no resources left to probably implement the product in the market. So these are the 4 pro tips, and what Brian Chesky is trying to say is just find a problem in your life and try to solve it and implement that product in the market. So that's from the first founder, that is Brian Chesky. Guys, if you are a startup founder, you are listening to this, you're watching this video and listening to me right here, right now, please do subscribe to our channel below. Click on the notification bell also, and we'll make sure we come up with the best possible videos on startups, on business, on entrepreneurship, and on investing. Please do subscribe to our channel. So let's go for the second founder, and that is none other than, there's no introduction required, none other than Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Let's hear what he has to say, right? Great things happen in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people. The best work is done when people from different fields come together and work on a project. Now, what is his pro tip? Let's hear his pro tip, right? Make sure you have a balanced team. There's a mix of seniors and juniors. Seniors are the people with deep understanding and proven experience in the field that they are working in. And under them, there are juniors, people with limited experience or knowledge also, who are eager to learn and improve. Now let's try to break it down out here, what Steve Jobs is trying to say. I'm sure it's very, very simple English, you all would have come to know, but let me just try to break it down very quickly. What he's trying to say is that if we don't have a balanced team, if we have a team of only juniors or only youngsters, who are inexperienced, who are not knowledgeable, then probably you're not going to be able to scale it up from one level to the second level or to the third level, right? We'll be stuck at that one place itself. There will not be any growth, because juniors will take time. They'll take time to actually develop that kind of the mindset, or the idea generation, and how to get the work done very, very quickly. Yes, but if they have a senior above them who can train them, mentor them, and make them understand how things are supposed to be done, whom the juniors can look up to, then the whole ball game changes completely. So that is where the seniors come into the picture also. Try to have a balanced team in your startup. Try to do it from as soon as possible, when your startup is formed. Don't spend a lot, of course, but try to have a good balanced team of seniors and juniors, and try to work as a team on a project and be successful. So that's from the pro tip from second founder, that's Steve Jobs. The third such founder from whom we can learn is Noah Kagan. That is, he's the co-founder of AppSumo. Let's hear what he has to say, right? Don't waste time or spend money on non-core issues when starting a business. In fact, don't spend any money until you make some. Now, why is that? Startups are vulnerable initially, so to spend money on nice to have items that are not essential for your day-to-day business can destabilize you further. So let's hear his pro tips also. He recommends avoiding spending on high-end offices, parties and perks for your employees or something, costly technology for your staff, and high-paying staff, right? And the essentials, where he says that you must spend and spend adequately well, is on a business plan, on adequate market research, on a proper accountant, legal advice, and customer service. So covering all the domains of the business, more or less. So let's try to break it down. What he's trying to say is, when you're starting out, you're very much vulnerable. You have a very, very tight budget in hand, from which you have to actually spend on your business activities. So don't spend, guys, on something which is, which can make your business more and more vulnerable. It will, destabilize your business. It will eat up the cash flows of your business, because let's get it very straight, right? You haven't started making any revenue till now. So until and unless you don't start making revenue, or you've not started making profits also either, let's not spend on certain activities or certain things which might be nice to have from a business or a corporate perspective point of view, but it's not necessary for your business at this point in time. I don't mean you'd never buy that or you never spend on that, but when you're starting out, you need to keep your horses low, you need to keep your expenses to the minimal, and only spend on the very, very required and necessary day-to-day operational items, right? So that is what Noah Kagan tries to say, and that is what his tip is as the third co-founder. So guys, again, if you really like this video about the startup lessons to learn from 3 of the best entrepreneurs and businessmen on earth, then please do subscribe to our channel. click on the notification bell so that you will always be notified first when we come up with our new video on business, on entrepreneurship, angel investing, and obviously on startups. So please do click on the subscription button and on the notification bell. We'll make sure we come out with the best content on these topics. Thank you.